The Curse of Bukuwa. Long ago, in the mystical sands of Egypt, there lived a woman of immense power, Bukuwa. Some believed her to be a priestess, others feared she was a curse upon the land. Her heart, however, was consumed by a single obsession, unlocking the secret to immortality. Bukuwa's hunger for power led her to the tears of Anubis, a relic said to grant eternal life. But in her greed, she ignored the warnings of the gods. As Bukuwa drinks from the relic, the room begins to tremble. Shadows shift unnaturally, forming a dark cloud above her. The wind howls through the cracks in the stone walls. Suddenly, the spirit of Anubis, tall and shrouded in black, materializes behind her. His eyes burn with anger. Anubis's deep, echoing voice said, "The tears of the dead are not for the living. You have sealed your fate, Bukuwa." Bukuwa screams as her body begins to decay. Her flesh turns to sand, crumbling from her bones. As she falls to the ground, centuries passed, and Bukuwa's name faded into legend. But her curse lived on, waiting for the curious and the unwary to disturb her ancient resting place. Dr. Amara and her team thought they had uncovered history. Instead, they unearthed a curse. Night has fallen, and the archaeologists are sitting around a small fire, their tents scattered nearby. Shadows stretch unnaturally long, and the desert air grows cold. Suddenly, one of the team members hears footsteps in the distance, but sees nothing. Another feels a cold hand brush their shoulder, but when they turn, no one is there. The desert is alive, haunted by the presence of Bukuwa. One by one, they began to vanish, swallowed by the sands. The remaining archaeologists, now terrified and alone, find themselves in the ruins of the ancient temple. Dr. Amara looks around desperately. Bukuwa's decayed form emerges from the shadows, stumbles through the crumbling temple. Her eyes glow, and her body moves unnaturally, like shifting sand. Bukuwa had returned, her soul bound to the tears of Anubis, feeding on the souls of those who dared to disturb her rest. Dr. Amara falls to her knees as Bukuwa slowly approaches. Bukuwa's voice, echoing with centuries of torments. "You seek the tears, but they come with a price. To possess them is to be possessed by them," Bukuwa said to Dr. Amara. The next morning, the desert is eerily calm. A rescue team arrives at the dig site, but there is no trace of Dr. Amara or her team. The only thing left is a single amulet, the tears of Anubis buried halfway in the sand. The wind gently stirs, carrying the faintest echo of a whisper. And so, the curse of Bukuwa continues. For as long as the tears of Anubis remain, so too will she, waiting in the shadows for the next soul to claim. Beware the tears of the dead, for Bukuwa watches,